I will take this pair and move it over here. Then we choose the leftmost or rightmost pair. I will choose the rightmost pair and swap these two cards. And then we choose a group of 3. I will choose these and swap the first and last card in that group. See? I got them back in order again. Hey everyone, this is Thecos, and today I'm excited to bring you my playthrough of another Scott Almes solo game, Pressure Button Shy. And this time it's gonna be A Nice Cuppa. Of course, very, very fitting. As you know, I'm a passionate tea drinker, so this, of course, is like one of the best themes they could have made for me. Alright, before we get started, grab yourself a nice cuppa and let's go. Alright, there we go. Alright, A Nice Cuppa. Actually, this is also like a very, very simple setup, so I will not do a montage today. I also do have the expansion collection. I've played with a few of these expansions, but not with all of them yet. I still have to like discover those. Very interesting is that like the colors are different for both wallets. I think that's usually not the case, so that's quite interesting. I actually like this one a little bit more, I think. Alright, so let me put that aside. We don't need that. So what are we doing? Well, actually we are trying to have like a tea making process, so to speak, right? To put that up here, if that works, let's just see. So we have these tea cards here. I will just shuffle those. So come on. There we go. And then we will just put them in the order here, like this. Come on, give me just a moment. Right? Like not in the order, but like in one row, just like this. And you see like these are different steps of the tea making process, right? Sip and enjoy is like the last one, 7, right? So first we would select tea, then we would boil the water, select our favorite mug while the water is boiling, of course. Then we will boil the tea, steep it, add milk and sugar, which I don't do, and then sip and enjoy. Well, if you have black tea, you can actually add milk. I never add sugar to my tea, never. All right, there's like a turn reference here. Yeah, let me just put it there. And then here we have the different stress cards, or the worry cards they are called. So we also shuffle those. And then we put one face down below each of the tea cards, like this. And the other worry cards are just put aside here. Maybe let me go a little bit more to the left here, so we know that these don't belong to the actual game or setup. And then we choose the difficulty level, either casual, which is the standard difficulty, or ceremonial, which is the hard difficulty. As this is quite a luck-driven game, in my opinion, I usually choose the casual difficulty, like the regular one, right? And that is already it. We play this game over 7 rounds. Until we have like uncovered each worry card. Each round we uncover one of those, right? So the gameplay works like this, that first we need to flip a face down worry card face up. But before we do that, let me say what our goal is. Our goal is, after 8 rounds, to have like these tea cards in order, and have them in sequential order, and also have them on their focused side. This is the focused side here, and the unfocused side, the distracted side, is this one here, right? And you always have to turn these over, like, depending on the worry cards. And at the end, we want as many of them on the focus side, and we want them in order. In order means at the end of the game, we remove all tea cards to the left of number 1, right? So we start at number 1, and then we go 2, 3, 4 until there is no sequential order anymore. So for example, let's say we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6. Everything 6 and to the right of that is also removed, right? So we only have 1, 2, something in sequential order. That is very tough to get, because these worry cards will definitely destroy that a lot. And this is like you're trying to get like specific number of points. And there's like something in the rules. So gameplay. Let's just start playing so you know how this works. I will explain everything as we go. So first, we take one of our worry cards and flip it face up. I will just choose the middle one here. Aging. Yeah, that could be a worry for some. Not for me, but maybe for some other people. So, and then we perform the action of each face-up worry card from left to right. We only have one for now, right? So we choose a pair and swap it with another pair. And that now means that we take like 2 cards next to each other and 2 other cards next to each other and we swap them. So actually, I think getting the one as far as possible to the left is not a bad idea. So what I will do, I will take this pair and swap it with this pair over here like this. I think that's a good idea. Then the next step is that we flip each T card above a face-up worry card. So we have to flip this one to the distracted side. And then we remove all face-up worry cards below a focused T card. Below these focused T cards, there are no face-up worry cards. And the face-up worry card we have here is below a distracted T card. So we don't remove that. And then at the end, which is an optional step, we may swap 2 adjacent T cards. I don't know what will happen with those 2, but I think getting like the 7 in this direction might be a good idea. But I don't want to swap these 2 because next round we will have to turn over this card and then we can remove this card there, right? So I think what I will do, yeah, I can't swap anything here. And they need to be adjacent, right? So actually, I'm not sure if I want to do anything. I think I will not swap anything. I think I will not swap any cards at the moment. And then we start our next turn. That was 1 of 7 turns already. We flip one face the worry card up. Let's take this one here. Existential. Choose the leftmost or rightmost pair in the line. Swap the cards of that pair. Well, that isn't too bad, right? So I will just take these 2 and swap these 2. And that was that. And then we do this one here as well. Choose a pair, swap it with another pair. That is a little bit rough because I want to keep this one here above, right? You know what? Let me take these 2 and swap them over here. There will be so much swapping, I still have time to correct that. But I will swap these 2 for now. All right, then we flip all cards above a worry card to the other side. And then we remove all worry cards below focused cards. So this worry card is now gone, right? Okay, and then we can swap 2 cards if I want to. I think I want to get this back to the left again, slowly but surely, right? I think so, but actually, I think what I instead... Well, actually, no, that's fine. Let me do it like... No, wait, that's the wrong one. Here, get the boil water to the left. I think that's not a bad idea. All right, now we flip up one face-up worry card again. Let's take this one here. Finances. Yeah, that's also a worry that I think we all have somehow. Choose a pair, move it to another spot in the line. Okay, so we can just move a pair. This one would be nice to move. So I think, yeah, I think I will take these and move it over here. And then have these here. Then here we choose the leftmost or rightmost pair in the line and swap the cards of that. Oh, actually, but I would like to have these. Well, no, it doesn't matter. I will still swap the cards of the rightmost pair here. That's fine. And then we turn these 2 over, but we don't remove any because these are on the distracted side. Okay. Well, I have everything in order almost, but we still have 4 rounds to go, so everything will still be undone. I'm pretty sure. All right, so let's just cover the next one here. Work. Yeah, work is of course a worry for most people. Choose a group of 3, swap the first and the last card in that group. Okay, let's see. So we choose a pair and move it to another spot in the line. Later on, we swap 2 cards of 3. Okay. And we choose the leftmost or rightmost. Okay, I have an idea. So I will choose a pair. I will put these over here. No, wait. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I will take this pair and move it over here. Then we choose the leftmost or rightmost pair. I will choose the rightmost pair and swap these 2 cards. And then we choose a group of 3. I will choose these and swap the first and last card in that group. See? I got them back in order again. That was actually a pretty good move. So, and now we flip these face up and this one face down. And we can now remove these 2 worry cards here. Okay. Because we will get points for all cards in order, as I said, right? In sequential order. We will get more points for focused cards, and also we will get negative points, get points deducted for worry cards we still have here. So you want to also remove those until the end of the game. All right, let's turn over the next. Oh, wait, I can swap cards if I want to. Do I want to swap cards? I might want to. Give me just a moment to see what we can best do. Well, but then again, I don't know what's coming up, so I will not swap anything. I will just wait see what's coming up. Home. Choose the leftmost or rightmost card in the line, move it to the other end. That is an issue, right? Because we will have to move like this one. But if you do it twice, we're fine again, probably. Okay, so choose a group of 3, swap the first and last card in that group. Maybe this group here is the best, but then again, give me a moment. Oh, this would be perfect if this would be one apart, but it's not. And I want to keep this one here for sure. So how about I just swap these two? Like this for now. I think that's okay. And then here, choose the leftmost or rightmost card in the line, move it to the other end. Let me move maybe this one to the other end. Here. But I have to move it back, right? Okay, and then we turn these two over. And this one gets removed. Okay. Not too bad. Alright. I can swap 2 cards if I want to. I will move this one back. And then this one will be over there. That means I have to swap these 2. Okay. Health. Health, of course, that's a worry most people have probably. Choose any odd numbered card, swap it with any even numbered card. Okay, we can work with that. So first, choose the leftmost or rightmost card in the line. I would choose this one here, the rightmost, and move it to the other end. So we just move it back, like this. This one will have to stay there now, that's important. Choose any odd numbered card, swap it with an even numbered card. Yeah, sure. We could also do something crazy and swap these 2, then we can remove this. But no, I don't think I will do that. I will just swap these 2 like this. Okay, then we turn these 2 over, and this one gets removed. Alright, last round. This one counts. Let's first see if we want to swap anything. No, I'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, let's see what we have here. Technology. Worry about technology. Yeah, sure. Why not? Choose a pair, swap it with any other single card. Okay, so let's see. First, we need to swap an odd with an even numbered card. Let me think. Can I somehow... I don't really want to mess with those, but I could do something like this, maybe. Wait. Swap any other... Yeah, like this, maybe. And then here, choose a pair and swap it with any single card. No, actually, that was not right. Give me a moment. I need to do this again. If I swap these 2? No. I want the one as part of a pair. Oh, I know what I will do. I will swap this one with that one here. And then here, choose a pair. I will choose this pair and swap it with a single card, like this. So it's almost in order again. Okay, that's fine. Then we turn these 2 over, and this one is removed. So we can still swap that single card. I have an idea, because I can swap these. Yeah, I think I have an idea. I will do it like this here. I think I'll do it like this. Okay, so now, next round, we flip one face down worry card, face up, we can't. So this is our last round now, and we will just go through all the steps, 2 to 5, but not the 1, right? Because we can't flip one face down worry card up. So here, choose a pair, swap it with any single card. I would swap this pair and swap it with this one here. Then we turn this face down. We can't remove this, but we could still swap 2 cards, which I will not do. And that's the end of the game. So now we count up all our points. So first, we will remove all cards left to the 1. Okay, there are none. That's fine. That's the first card. And then we will go sequentially and remove everything as soon as we have like a jump or something, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got everything. That's great. right? So, and now these are the cards that are left because I didn't have to remove any. And now we get 2 points for each focus card, 1 point for each distracted card, and -1 point for each worry card. So I get 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 points, -1. That's 10 points. And that is really good. That's a really good score. So let me just find the rule book here. There we go. Here. So here you see we have 10 points, and that is it's a little bit small probably. But if we have 5 or less, we have spilled tea, then we lose. With 6 to 8 points, we have weak tea. Then rank 2 is 9 to 11, satisfying tea. And 12 plus is perfect tea. I think I've never had perfect tea, but I've had satisfying tea quite often actually, at least at casual. If you play on hard, like these points are higher, right? At hard, I would have weak tea, but just about weak tea, because it's 8 to 10. So yeah, we did pretty well. That was a pretty good playthrough of the game in Nice Cuppa. That's how you play that game at a casual difficulty, but still, yeah. So let me say a few things about the game, how I like it, and what I don't like about it. In general, I like the game. First of all, the theme is like amazing, right? Of course. I mean, make a tea-themed game, and I'm sure to like at least the theme, right? Because, well, you know how much I like my tea. So that's like one of my common themes here on the channel. So that's why it's really great. I just really, really like the illustrations. These are really cool. I just like the idea that you have like the tea making process here, and you need to put it in order, right? Because yeah, it makes sense that you won't steep before you pour, right? Doesn't make sense. So that's pretty cool. Is the game thematic? No, not really, right? You're just trying to put like numbers in order and have them on the activated side. The theme is totally pasted on, right? This could have been any theme. But I still like it that they took a theme that is not very widespread, right? Like tea making games or like tea themed games are not that popular, or like there are not that many of it. So I think that's pretty cool. I like the theme nonetheless. Games don't always have to be thematic, right? But they need to have a nice theme at least. Like themeless games, that's not fun. So pretty cool. Also like as usual, like the artwork, as I said, is like really nice. So this works really, really well. In terms of gameplay, I also like the game. It does have a very high luck factor, right? It's possible that you turn over the last card like totally screws up what you've been doing, and you only have one more turn to fix that. Yeah, that can be a little bit anticlimactic, right? It can like the entire game you have been like really like working well with everything, and the last card just screws you over. That is possible. That can happen. I'm not a fan of that. So that is something you have to like keep in mind before deciding whether or not you want to get and or play this game. So that is like one thing that I didn't like too much. Apart from that, it is a pretty fun optimization puzzle. You always have something like a wrench thrown your way, and you try to put everything in order again, also turn them over. So that is not too bad, but still, yeah, there's like a very high luck factor. And the game works well. It's fun for a nice puzzle, but it's probably not like the button shy game I take I like grab when I want to have a puzzle, right? I mostly grab this game if I want to have this theme, right? So the theme really brings this game home for me, right? That's the reason why I actually like the game and why I play it. But mechanically, it is not the strongest button shy game, but it's pretty cool. It's fun to have like all these different challenges you have to work with to try to put everything in order. Where the games becomes more interesting is with the expansion collection. I haven't played with all of the games in here yet, but these expansions are pretty cool. They actually add on to the game, right? They're like real like expansion, because the games actually expanded with like new things. Then you have like pets here and that like move with the cards and stuff like that. So very, very interesting. So if you like the game, it would make sense to get the expansion collection if you want to get more out of it. I don't think the expansions are necessary for this game here, right? They're not necessary for the game, and they're also not necessary to make the game itself, the core mechanism, more interesting, right? It just adds more things you have to keep in mind while playing the game. So if you like that, if this is too simple for you, the expansions would make sense. Otherwise, they're not necessary at all, in my opinion. That's different than the other games that I just recorded. Hyperstar Run at The Last Lighthouse. I think these expansions, if you like these two games, the expansions for these are not necessary, but they're very well worth it. Definitely more than for A Nice Cuppa. But altogether, yeah, it's a nice game. I enjoy it. I don't know how long I will keep the game, if it will stay in my collection like for a long time or a shorter time, I can't say. The theme saves the game for me because, as I said, the gameplay is nice, but it's also like nothing really to write home about. But it's also not like the best mechanism I've ever had in a button check game. But it's, as usual, a very solid solo design by Scott Almes. Scott really knows how to make solo games for sure. Alright, well, that marks the end of my video. Thank you for sticking to the very end, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, I would like to thank you all for your support, especially I want to give a shout out to my generous patrons, and the biggest thanks go out to Thecos for supporting me at the highest tier. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate that. You can support me by watching, liking, and commenting my videos, subscribing to my channel, support me on Patreon, and joining my Discord server to hang out with me and my amazing community. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the very next video. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and cheers.